Hi friends, I am Dr. B. Vinmayil. Today we are going to see elements of plot. You all have remembered what we have seen in the last class. Yes, we have seen about Plato's the great work dialogues and his teacher Socrates and also his student Aristotle. And what are the works written by Aristotle? Can anyone say? Yes, poetics and rhetorics. Poetics is the work which deal with the art of poetry, and rhetoric is the work which deals with the art of speaking. And these are all the chapters which we can see in poetics. There are almost 26 chapters, and these are the topics which are dealt in those chapters. The most important one which we are going to see today is tragedy and the plot of a tragedy. And do you remember what are the two kinds of poetry which have been dealt in poetics? Yes, the first one is epic, the second one is satire. Epic deals with the actions of great men, and satire, of course, women also. And then the next one, satire, it deals with the actions of bad men. That's why it will deal with the follies and the flaws of men, and it ends with the comedy. Whereas the adventurous actions of men ends with tragic events. So it is called a tragedy. And can you tell what is the definition given by Aristotle for tragedy? Already, there is a famous adage you all might have known: literature is an imitation of life. Yes, it is not at all a cliche, it is the fact which everyone should accept. Therefore, imitation it gives a mirror to everyone's life. Therefore, tragedy is also an imitation of serious actions of noble men. And when it deals with the aristocrats and noblemen, the language used should also be embellished with some artistic ornaments like rhythm, harmony, and song. And what about the narration? It should not be in the form of narrative verse. It should be a compilation of action. There may be battlefield, bloodshed, love, romance, fights, scuffles, whatever it may be. And then the main purpose of the last point is the most important one. The main purpose of writing tragedy is to have purgation of emotions. To have purgation of emotions means the purification of emotions among the audience. How does this will happen? Catharsis happen. It the tragic events will create pity for the protagonist. On seeing the pathetic condition of the protagonist, who is having almost all the noble characters, but only one single flaw, the audience will have pity for him, and that tragic end of him will provoke fear in the minds of the audience, and he that fear will prevent him doing such mistakes or such crimes in his own life. This is called catharsis. This is the purification of emotions. Next, let us see what are the constituent parts of tragedy. These are the six parts. And already I told you, tragedy is an imitation of action, serious action of noble men. And now can you tell me what are the three components which imitate the real life men? As plot, character, thought. Yes, these are the objects that are imitated from life. And what are the two mediums employed to imitate? Song and diction. Yeah. Uh, what is spectacle? And spectacle is the way we can present the drama in front of the eyes of the audience. Okay. And therefore, it is the manner of imitation. Next, we can pass on to the definitions for plot, character, thought, diction, and song spectacle. Note it down. Let us move on to Freitag's pyramid. This Freitag's pyramid is the most appropriate one, which just defined all Shakespeare's plays plot. Yes, it consists of five parts: exposition, complication, climax, resolution, and conclusion. The first part, exposition, reveals the character, the event, the setting, and everything. The which are the basic things needed for an audience to understand the drama. And then we have the complication. Here, the conflict will be revealed. What do you mean by conflict? Conflict is a thing which can occur for a protagonist or the main character with the nature or the antagonist, or with himself, or with the society. Okay. And then climax is the term which is which is commonly referred to the last scene of a movie, but that is not the way. That it is the third part of a plot. Here is the place where the protagonist decides what to do and what else to do, and his actions are measured here, and the future actions or his own end will be decided at this climax point. His decisions will be scrutinized by God or fate or destiny, whatever it may be. But his life is decided at this climax. That's why it is in the top of the pyramid, peak or zenith of the pyramid. Here, protagonist can be seen at the zenith of his success. Then we have the falling action of his life. All because of his one and only flaw. And this resolution, here you could find how he gets known to all his flaws or some of the knots which will be revealed here. And then he will face his end conclusion or denouement or catastrophe, whatever what reconciliation or whatever it may be. It happens at the end. In the fifth part, we can see these elements with some example. I hope you all might remember plot of Macbeth. Here in the first scene itself, we could see the three witches and Macbeth. Uh, it This exact scene introduces the time, place, as well as the main characters and the circumstances and the relationship between all those characters and everything through the dialogues between the witches and Macbeth. And then it is the scene which is considered as the most important one throughout the play. And next, we have complication. And here is the complication which arose when King Duncan announced that his elder son Malcolm will be his successor, when Macbeth is very much expecting that he would be the next successor, next follower, or the next king or after Duncan. Next, we have the conflict. Here we can see two opposing forces, Macbeth and Duncan. Therefore, this is the conflict arose, and what is the decision taken by uh, Macbeth at this time? Yes, he has just wanted to take the throne by killing Duncan. That's why he has chosen the bloodshed. That's why his life ended with bloodshed. Therefore, In this rising action, we could see Macbeth murdering Duncan and God be crowned. And next, we could see the climax of the play. Yes, it is the turning point which decides Macbeth's fate. Here we could see when Banquo suspects he should have forgiven him or asked forgiveness from him. Instead, he also killed him and his family. And then we could see peripetia. It is a term which is used to denote the reversal of fortune. It may be from good to bad or bad to good. Here you could see the beginning of the falling of Macbeth. You could see Banquo's ghost appears here, and Lady Macbeth starts to walk in her sleep. And next, we could see Lady Macbeth's death. And here is the place where uh, Macbeth recognizes his own situation or his ignorance of murdering Duncan and usurping his throne. Yes, it is anagnorisis. Here, the death of Lady Macbeth made Macbeth to realize his own mistake. But anyhow, he doesn't give up what he did. Next, comes the following action. Here you could see how Macduff collects army and rages war against Macbeth. And here you could see the advancement or the decline of the forces which act upon the main character. Therefore, this is the place which unties the tangles in the plot. All the tangles will be revealed in this particular situation. And here we could see the death of Macbeth. Yes, there comes the denouement, the end to the life of Macbeth. Here, all the conflicts are wrapped up, and it indicates the closure of the life of the protagonist in tragedy. Here is the catastrophe of the protagonist, and here we could see the disastrous life. This disastrous end of the protagonist provokes pity and fear among the audience. Now you could see the difference between comedy and tragedy. You could read it on your own. The difference will be very much interesting if you read it on your own. And next, here I have come out with some assignments for you. Uh, Note down the assignments and try to prepare on your own. You can refer any sites in the net, and you can also refer the books, or you can just unleash your creativity and start writing. These are the assignments. Note it down, girls, and we can meet you in the next class. Thank you for your patience listening.